Hello everyone. Oh shit. It's me, Potato Spud here. Back with another episode of Minecraft, and as you can see, I'm battling a slime. So this episode is gonna be kind of an improv. Basically, I literally have like nothing to like. I don't know, like I don't have like a project or an idea or like central theme for this episode, and so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna improv. And so today, I'm gonna try finishing this entire chest room in this one episode. So it's gonna be a little bit more build eccentric this episode. So I already have a good chunk of the place done, and so obviously what I did offline was I mined this entire place using all the TNT I got from the creeper farm. It took me around like 10 hours in total gameplay. And then what I did was I filled out a room, the ceiling, with the corners and the edges with this like little square pattern of spruce wood, followed by smooth deep slate cobblestone stairs. Then what I did was I filled out this little middle area, and this took quite a while, and it's quite risky too, but I created a lava lake, just so I don't need to use torches to light up the entire area. I feel like it just makes the build more exquisite, and so that's what I might do right here. So I built like a little, I forgot, the shit you have in front of the castles. You know how you have like a castle and it's surrounded by water? I was going for something like that, but instead of water, we have like that lava, like a lava river that provides us light and offers, again, a cool aesthetic. So, in addition to that, I thought about making this a river of water to kind of like change the hot to cool, but then it would just make the path just 4 blocks wide, which to me feels a little skinny. So I'm gonna opt out to just use the pattern I implemented on this wall right here, where it consists of, I think this is smooth cobblestone, maybe smooth cobblestone bricks. Smooth deep slate cobblestone bricks, along with just deep slate. So if you're curious on how to get deep slate, you gotta use silk touch pickaxe. Else, if another way would be to use a furnace and just roast it under a fire. And then if you're curious on where I got all this lava, I did not go to the nether. That would have been quite a bitch to do. And actually, I remember in my Fallout episode, I'm trying to stop cursing. So that was quite a pain in the butt to do. So what I did, I found this little lava lake here, and keep in mind, this all used to be a lava lake, and I got all the way up to here. So luckily, we were kind of blessed that our base was nearby this giant lava lake, and it's about to deplete soon, so I'm gonna have to opt out to using that dripstone lava farm I have. I might increase it, the size, but right now what I need to do is I need to gather some materials. I need to get more of this deep slate, because all the adjacent walls around this chest room, I'm gonna be covering it with the same pattern, and so I'm gonna need a lot of deep slate. And so first portion of this video, I'm gonna just clear out some land, and in this section I'm not gonna fast forward anything, because I just want to like talk to you guys, about my life, maybe my future self, if they're gonna watch this series, maybe not. So, and afterwards I'm gonna do a fast forward, I guess, montage of me filling up all these walls, filling up the glass, moving Hack's fucking money inside. Oh shit, I was not gonna curse. Hack's freaking money inside this exhibit, along with like the 2 pigs we have, and then the 2 sheeps. And then I think that should be a wrap for the episode. So I know it's a bit gray here, and a bit black, and a little drab, but by the end of the episode, it should be an exquisite, luxurious chest room. So yeah, and I'm also trying to make this place spacious too. So this entire front area, right in front of the chest room, is just gonna be a flat floor. I just want it to be spacious. That's what we're trying to go for. The reason why is because my home is a little small and kind of narrow, so it's nice to live somewhere spacious. Anyways, I'm gonna go into my yap session. And I'm probably, if you're like wanting to see my progress in Minecraft, like me building actually, I'm probably gonna put a timestamp somewhere here, and you can just skip to that part of the video. But anyways, if you're curious what I did this weekend or week, I got myself a box of the Japanese White Flare Pokemon booster box, and I actually got some decent cards. I got the I got like the first evolution of Gothita or whatever, like the small one with the purple, black and white looking Pokemon, but the small one. I got like a SIR of that. My mom, I was pulling the cards with my mom too. She got a Roggenrola SIR, and then also a like the third evolution of Lillipup. She got that. And then I pulled out one of my favorite cards, which is Oshawott second evolution. I forgot its name. But that one's cute because he's holding his shells like it's ninja stars or whatever. And that's pretty cute. If you guys don't know, yes, otters. Oshawott is a otter Pokemon. And it uses, the reason why it has shells is because it eats shells. But another cool thing about otters is that they use rocks, right? To open up the hard shell of like a clam. And in fact, you guys might not know this, but otters sometimes have like a rock they keep forever, like a single rock. And they use that for everything, for like tools, and I guess they like juggle it around in there as a pastime. So yeah, in addition to that, actually, otters actually store their rocks or whatever they want to keep inside little fur pouches right below their armpits, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that. I don't know how it works. I just read it somewhere in Wikipedia, and then I saw a video about it too, but I don't know if it's like a literal like kangaroo pouch right under their armpits, or if it's like they kind of like, you know, like squeeze their arm a little bit so that their armpit is kind of holding the rock itself. But they did state that it's like a little pouch, so I'm assuming it's kind of like a kangaroo pouch. Anyways, I do need more. Holy moly, I'm gonna need more of that deep slate, smooth cobblestone, so I can make that a little river. So that I got those cards. I was aiming to get Hilda, I think that's her name. Basically that trainer card, right? I wouldn't mind if it was the secret rare or if it's just a full art trainer card, but I didn't get it, sadly. And then in addition to that, I caught up with my friend who went to Japan. He described the trip he had a good time, if you guys are curious. I think I recommended that he eat korokke or croquette in Japan, and he actually enjoyed it. I think he even said it was the best food so far that he ate, and I'm kind of glad, because the reason why I recommended korokke compared to something like tonkatsu or like, I don't know what else. Oh, I even recommended shabu shabu, but like he doesn't like sushi. He doesn't like anything bland or generic. He wants something like fried, something similar to American food. And so I'm like, I wanted to give him something safe in terms of like his palate. So I recommended korokke because it's basically just fried bread with like meat inside, which is nice. And if you ever had like, if you're not Korean, what do you call it? Like imagine a potato ball from Portos. That's like the closest thing to a korokke. if you live near Korea or like some kind of like Korean like restaurant or grocery store, I do know that what do you call it? Some of the bakeries sell korokke heated up, which is pretty nice. And so that was pretty much my conversation with him. I started to get hooked on Risk of Rain, and I completely stopped playing Overwatch. Like, completely. Like, I think I deleted that game too. I'm not sure why. I know the new season came out today, but I just don't feel it anymore. I love Overwatch, like all the characters and like the game itself, but like, godly, I just kind of got bored of it. I'm sure I'm gonna play it somewhere down the line this year, maybe like around August or like fall maybe, but it just doesn't hit the same. Not only that, like some of my heroes, I feel like I don't make that much of an impact. So like, I usually play Ana, and I know people are gonna roast me now saying skill issue, but anytime I play Ana, dude, my heals get like my heals, they get out healed. I mean, like the damage I do or like the amount of heals I dish out, I just feel like it's not as much if I'm playing someone like Juno or like Lifeweaver, because Juno, she has like the torpedoes and you can do like instant burst healing with that. Not only that, she provides speed boost, she can double jump, she has the little like ability where she can glide around. Ana has no fucking escape tool. She has a freaking sleep dart and a grenade, which are pretty much game ending, or not game ending, but like fight ending abilities. But when you're a quick play warrior like me, and you have teammates that don't really follow up, like your perp nade, like huge nano, not nano nades, the freaking anti-nades, they're kind of basically useless. Not only that, I do find it that in quick play compared to competitive, people just don't know how to take cover. So like, I'm constantly having to heal these mother hubbers because like, as Ana, because they're always critical. Literally nothing I can do at that point. But so I just stopped playing. Yeah, I stopped playing Overwatch. I'm continuing to play Ark time to time with my friends, but I'm low-key kind of getting bored of it. Hopefully they're not watching this video and find out. I mean, compared to the reason why I get bored of Ark is because I'm comparing the game with Palworld. I play Ark. I have to get all these resources by hand by riding my dinosaur. Like if you want to get stone, you gotta ride the Dodicarus. But in what do you call it, Palworld, all you have to do is freaking build like a little workstation, and all those motherfuckers are gonna. Oh snap! I'm trying to stop cursing. Frick. All those monsters are gonna immediately start working like in their designated area, which is so nice. Not only that, it just makes the base feel more lively, because usually in Ark, all that's going on is in my base is just me walking around. Like all the dinosaurs are just stationary. They're just doing nothing and just staying still. But in Palworld, you have all these dinosaurs, all these monsters like gathering resources for you. They're making stuff. They're kind of like Amazon. They're like working like they're in Amazon's warehouse supply line. But that's what kind of like made Palworld really fun. Your monsters felt like they had their own like lives, which was pretty cool. But in Ark, I get none of that. So what I might do is I'm trying to convince them to play Palworld, because in June 26th, I think a new update, a crossover event, happens between Palworld and Terraria. So hopefully that convinces them to play the game. And so now what we want to do is I'm gonna fill up that. Oh snap! I'm gonna probably be filling up that river with lava, and I'm gonna just do a time skip probably, because this is just gonna take a really long time to do. So quickly do this. And what I'm also gonna need is some glass. Do we have glass at all? No, we do not. Okay, so I'm gonna take the time right now to get more glass and probably I'm gonna need sand, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then hopefully, as soon as the screen turns black, you guys are gonna see a huge canal of lava with a glass path. So I'll catch you guys later then. Alrighty, and we're back. So I'm actually recording this a day after the first clip you saw. The reason is because after I completed this lava canal, which looks beautiful right now, pat on the back to myself, but I suffered a huge eye strain, so like my eyes were like feeling fuzzy and everything was blurry, and when I looked at myself at the mirror, my eyes were like freaking red and there was just like veins all over. So I had like the fucking Sharingan and shit. So damn, I'm trying to stop cursing. So yeah, I had the Sharingan. It was really itchy too, so maybe it was a pink eye, and so I had to stop. Not only that, I had a small migraine where like the right side of my head was like hurting really badly. Maybe I was just using the computer too much. But anyways, we got the lava canal working, and now what I might do is start filling out the remaining space of the, what do you call it, the floor. And because so much time has passed by and I still have much more to talk about, I might chat with you guys a little bit, and then when I start getting quiet, I'm just gonna start fast forwarding the building montage. So anyways, so remember how I told you guys that my friend bought me some Shiny Festival booster packs for Pokemon, right? So it turns out that, okay, let's see, where can I find the regular deep slate bricks? There we go, we have some right here. Awesome sauce, we have more right here. And I think that's about it. And then we also want to get some bricks, so let's do that. So he bought it for around 9,000 yen, which is around like $60 or so. I checked the price this morning while I was bored and just waiting for my code to like process and compile, and I found out in the Japanese Amazon store that they were going for almost like 4,400 yen, like almost 40% price cut. I was so freaking disheartened. I'm like, I don't really care if he bought it at that price, but I was thinking like, oh my gosh, Darren, if we just waited a little bit more, we could have gotten them for like a little bit a tad bit cheaper, which would have been nice, but you know, can't complain. I got some, oh snap, I forgot I'm supposed to make these bricks. Let's do that right now. Can't complain, but I could have gotten like 8 packs when I did the calculations, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really. And before we continue, I might just do this. We're just trying to capture some randomness here while keeping the bricks a little bit clustered together. No, it doesn't have to be anything biggy or that. Let me quickly get my Silk Touch pickaxe. And that shit is, that thing is about to break. Just because I've been using it to mine all these deep slate cobblestone. And not only that, it doesn't have Unbreaking 3. So I have to add that later on. In addition to that, what do you call it? I know I mentioned that I watched True Detective, the first season completely, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I started thinking about watching this, the rest of the seasons, just to see if they're good or bad. Overall consensus, season 2, I give it a freaking maybe like a 6 out of 10. Actually, I give it a 7 out of 10. The characters were great. Vince Vaughn, um, Rachel Adams, Colin Farrell, and then finally, I forgot the other one's name. But he's like the highway patrol cop. They were all good characters. The only thing that sucked is because there were too many main characters, the story was a bit contrived. It was a bit contrived. Like, there was just so much freaking going on and so many details. It was kind of hard to keep up the story. So, yeah. Season 3 did pick it up though, which was pretty nice. I liked it a lot. Especially the fact that the ending. Okay, so if you guys, I'm gonna go a little spoiler. The main character, like the main character, who's played by Marshala. Oh snap! I don't want to butcher his. I forgot his name, but he played in the Green Book and also Moonlight. His character suffers from dementia, and it's kind of the basic, like the same premises as the first season, where it's kind of like we have the detectives when they were young, and then we follow them over the years as they're trying to solve the same case. Oh god, I should have started with that. And they're trying to solve the same case when they're around in like their 60s or 70s. But this detective in specific has dementia, and so it's kind of cool just to see, you know, how they evolve over the years, like, and how dementia kind of like affects them while they're trying to solve the case. And there was a pretty big moment in the end where something's about to happen, something huge, and then the dementia hits all of a sudden, and then you're like, oh shit. And then it got to the point where I was like my mom was getting mad at me because she's like, go throw away the trash, but then I'm like, no, I can't. I want to see what happens. So that season did a good job of like pulling me in, which I loved a lot. Season 4, on the other hand, was the worst fucking season of TV I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not trying to, like, I'm coming at this from an unbiased point because I did just barely start watching True Detective almost like 2 weeks ago. But dude, golly, that freaking season, it's just, I just feel more dumbfounded when I'm watching the season, if that makes sense. My pet peeves were the characters and just the story. I'm gonna go in a little bit into like spoiler territory, but basically what happens is, do we have any more deep sleep? I feel like I'm having like 4 stacks, but I feel like I'm running out. Any more? Nope. Yes, we do. Good. God bless. Okay. So my first pet peeve, the characters, and just the acting in general. Okay. I can't act for shit. I know people are gonna say that, like, if people do say that in the comment, like, oh, why are you criticizing them if you can't act for shit too? Just let me just let me speak my piece. But like Rust, I'm gonna kind of spoil it here a little bit, but Rust and Marty, they did some like illegal shit during the first season, right? But like, at least they did it once, and they kind of had character growth throughout the season. But in this season, season 4, dude, the characters for Jodie Foster and I forgot the other chick's name, but she's like an Inuit or some kind of like, she's like an Alaskan native. Dude, they're like dicks all the time. Like, there's no character growth. Marty in season 1 is such a dick, and you kind of hate him for it because sometimes he just makes the stupidest mistakes that gets his family into trouble. But in the end, he like learns the hard way, and that's pretty nice character growth, and he actually like sticks with it. He becomes more. He controls himself more. But this one, dude, the chicks in season 4 are always fucking dicks, and it makes me just hate them more and more. I just hate that shit. Like, I low-key was rooting for them to like their own downfall. So that's how bad it is. And you might be like, oh, you're being such a hater, Potato Spud. But even the original writer, Nick P, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He even hates it himself. So yeah, I rest my case there. Number 2, it delves too much into the supernatural. Like, there's like several moments where the story would have not progressed at all if it wasn't for the fact there's like fucking ghosts or like some kind of ghoul in the story that like drives the plot forward. And I'm like, that's just bullshit. This first season kind of did something like that, where they kind of like use CGI or something to kind of like, I don't know, give the story a gothic horror inspired feeling, like vibe. But in the 4th season, I mean, but like it did nothing in a way to like drive the plot, because the writers knew how to like handle it. Like usually when they would show some kind of like supernatural thing, it was just for show. Like there's specifically this one scene where there's like a bunch of crows and they make the spiral. It's just a cool effect. Like you notice it as a reader, but like it's not pertinent to the story, right? So, and let me see. Okay, is this looking random at all? Like, I mean, it looks random. Okay. I'm not sure. That might give a huge wide space of just. There you go. Yeah. Let's do that. And then I'm trying to think of more random patterns I can add. And then one last thing I don't like. So the supernatural, the characters themselves. Let me see what else. I'm trying to think from the top of my head. I gotta actually think about this. Like, what the hell else? Do that. I think that looks random. Okay. Let me fill in this quickly. I'm trying to like think of any other like thing I hate. Now, okay, I don't want to get political here, but they do a lot of shit where it's just like they're trying to shove up like some kind of like message in between the in the episodes. That's one thing I hate. I hate it when there's some kind of like just message. And the reason why I hate it is like, why don't you focus on the damn story, because it's so bad. That's all I'm just gonna say. It's just the 4th season is just written so bad, and then because it's written so bad, it just feels like kind of like, I don't know. I don't know the word for it, but it just feels kind of like stupid, because like you're wasting your time instead of writing a better story to progress the story in a more interesting like route. You're adding like these little like sprinkling these like political messages here and there. Like, come on, man. I watch TV shows, movies, and anime. I don't watch anime anymore, but like for escapism, and now you're adding this kind of shit. Like, bruh. So yeah. That's pretty much most of the reason why I hate the show. But if I were to give the second season, I give it a 7. I give the 3rd season an 8. I would give the 4th season a fucking 4 out of 10. And you might be like saying like, why are you giving it a 4 out of 10? Like, some people who watched it already might be asking that. The reason is, it's like one of those shows where it's so fucking bad, where like it's good, you know, like Like American Pie, I know, like, it's funny. American Pie is funny, but you gotta admit that shit is fucking stupid. So, um, and there we go. Oh snap. Missed. Okay. There we go. Oh snap. Wait, how the hell did you come here? What the hell? Alright, the next thing we want to do is I'm gonna create glass panes to separate each of these, I don't know, enclosures, I guess? Or maybe I might just use walls. But I'm gonna create these glass enclosures, and then I'm gonna try getting enough cobblestone so I can replicate this like pattern, this wall pattern for each of these walls here. And then once that's done, I'm definitely gonna do a fast montage for that. Once that's done, move over the animals, and then we can just end the episode there. So yeah, I'll catch you guys once I get all these items. I mean, all these walls. I mean, all the materials for these items in my pocket. So, yeah. See you then. Okay. So we finally finished walling up all the... Snap. I keep forgetting what that freaking word is. Reservations? I think? I don't know, I forgot completely the word. But, enclosures. Enclosures, my bad. So, the next thing to do is now, I want to actually fill up these columns here, these little midsection with some columns. And then we also want to fill the remaining borders up with some glass. But before I do that, I do need to get the animals into the enclosure. And what do you call it? I actually just might end the episode off once I fill the middle sections up with glass, because I want to decorate each of these enclosures depending on like what animal I want to store in. So for something like Hacks Effin' Money, we can have like a little pool with a tiny spruce tree with some like mushrooms here, just to like replicate like that taiga-ish biome that we found him in. And then for the sheeps, we can try doing something that's reminiscent of like the plains. And then I do have some bees, and so for those bees, I'm going to, not bees, but a bee. I'm going to try to get it a partner, and once we get that lad a mate, the next thing we want to do is also create some kind of like flower biome for the bee. So it's going to be fox, sheep, bee, and then we're also going to need cows. Cows too, yep. So this is just going to be an ongoing effort throughout this series. The more we find these animals and I capture them, I'll be sure to update y'all, and then maybe we can dedicate an episode to decorating their little enclosure. And I know this is kind of like a typical hardcore Minecraft thing, where people just do like Noah's Ark in their freaking bases, where they get 2 of each animal. But I'm just only doing this just so like my chest room feels more lively. Again, like I said, when I play Power World, it's so nice to see things interacting with each other in my base. Makes me feel less lonely. Especially when I work remote and I literally have no one to talk to except for my parents, because I'm not the type of guy that likes to go outside. TBH, it's a waste of my energy. So yes, let's get these columns up and running. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Got 2 more to go. Oh god. There we go. Now all we gotta do is just fill in the rest of these intersection walls with some glass. I think I have enough glass to... We got some glass pane right here. Let me search this up. How many glass panes can we make? Ooh. This, I'm hesitant, but I think this might be enough. Let me see if I can like roast more. Okay, let's do this actually. Let's get 4 more pieces of sand and let us roast this stuff. Just in case I run out of glass, we can let these sand roast while I'm building, and we should be fine here. There we go. Okay, awesome. So, yeah, we're getting really close now, which is nice. And this is just gonna be the one section of my base, if you can believe it. So this entire room is for a little chest room. Like this little, the entire point of like making all this space was just for this little chest lava lake room. So I don't even have a bedroom yet. So I'm kind of like a homeless who has a freaking Lamborghini in his garage, or like, yeah, basically I'm like a homeless person who stored his Lamborghini in a warehouse because I was too stupid with my financials, or my money per se, and now I'm biting the dust for that shit, for that thing. So, snap. Okay, now I can't put the torch here in the middle. I'm gonna have to do something like this. So, I guess now I'm just gonna do another fast forward montage, and yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Alright, so we're back in business, baby. So I got most of the intersecting glass walls completed. I was a little hesitant on filling these corner glass walls right here, because if I do, then what's the point of this wall, I mean this little space here, if I can't like see it with my own naked eye, right? And so what I might do later on in the playthrough is I'm gonna get rid of this glass wall and make this entire corner, single corner, like an enclosure. And so I might reserve this for like a panda or like a polar bear, because they're so freaking huge. And so for like the polar bear, we can have like a bunch of like snow, like a little single snow island here with some like glacier mini islands, and that's that. And for the panda, we can have like one jungle tree with a bunch of like bamboos, creating like a small bamboo field, right? And so yeah, that's pretty much all I'm gonna be doing for this build now. And in the next episode, what we can do is we can drag in Hack's effing money into this first enclosure here, build his little shelter, and then what I might do is close off with a mining vid, because we did have a lot of back-to-back project videos, so like the creeper farm and now this giant chest room. So I want to put more variety into this channel, and so yeah, let's make it more simple in the latter part of that episode. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me in today's episode, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the content so far. I was actually debating whether if I should do a playthrough of Palworld, because just today the crossover event between Palworld and Terraria just got released, and I was so tempted to do a recording of it, but I don't want to get burnt out. In fact, I'm kind of actually getting burnt out with the Minecraft content because it's just like a full-time work almost. Like, I have to spend like this all alone took me more than like 2 days to do in-game time. So like for the past 2 weeks, I would just mine here, blow this room up with TNT. Of praise to God that I thought about creating a creeper farm. It like tripled my efficiency for clearing out space. But still, dude, it's so time consuming, and I'm having fun doing like recording these Minecraft videos, but like to get these videos out every week is such a pain in the butt because I have to constantly be playing, and so I haven't been able to play Pokemon at all, just because of this single freaking chest room. And not only that, I usually like to watch movies in my off time, but I haven't been able to. And if you guys are wondering how am I watching True Detective, right, which I mentioned in the middle of the episode, I would put True Detective kind of like in a small, like in the corner of my screen, so I can watch it and also hear it at the same time. But I would pretty much just be playing Minecraft while True Detective is playing. So sometimes I have to go like rewind the video or like the episode just so I understand what the hell's going on. Because sometimes like True Detective requires your full attention. Because you're also like in the journey of like trying to figure out who the hell is the culprit. But with that being said, I guess like a hint or like a preview, I'm also going to be doing the same kind of room, and I'm going to be applying it here. As you can already tell, I'm already doing like the clearing for it. Once I get more TNT, this should be a cinch. I have like 4 stacks, but I'm not confident that's going to be enough. So, for this particular room, what I want to do is I might want to create like a iron golem farm. Something along the lines of a farm. I'm thinking of an iron golem farm because it's kind of far away from like the villagers there. Or yeah, iron golem farm. So what I was thinking is I'm gonna create an iron golem farm, but I did see a tutorial the other day in YouTube where they combine an iron golem farm along with a villager library. So that's what I might do. And then, or in this case, actually, what I might do instead is make a forest or a tree farm. Some kind of tree farm. Yeah. Because this looks hella ugly. As you guys can see, I've been using this like pine tree grove as a way to farm trees, but I want to collect one of every tree and then like create rows of them that stretches all the way back, so like whenever I need some kind of like specific wood, I can just mine it right here. And then later in the episode, what we can do is, as you can see, we have a second level, right? In our underground cavern. We can dedicate that top part to like farms and other like redstone schematics that I can think of. And then what I actually might do is, you guys can see this little dip right here, right? I might create a giant ass staircase that allows us to reach this top part. And then I'm gonna get all the TNT I have and clear out the second floor so that we have more space to create those farms. But anyways, I talk too much, I yap too much, and I need to shut up now. So thank you again everyone for watching, and I hope y'all have a nice day. Cheers.